What's up, everybody? Some guy who cooks here, and got some updates for you. The big one being I've been dealing with a case of the Rona lately. Not a fan, wouldn't advise. So when you're not alone at home like I am here, you should probably wear your mask or something, you know? Wear your mask, use some hand sanitizer, just take care. If you want a full-on review of it, read my shirt. Meh. That being said, I did unfortunately lose my sense of smell, but luckily I still got my sense of taste. Yay! All that being said, it's been a while since I did a video, and it's been a while since I've been on my big old Blackstone, which unfortunately has been suffering as of late. I haven't cleaned any bit of it since I left on my trip to Puerto Rico. That was like 3 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah, so I got some cleaning to do, not just on the outside, but on the inside. Before we get to the inside, let's take a look at the outside so we can see what we're dealing with. I got my scraper here because I know I'm gonna need it. And I've also got a bucket with a little bit of soapy water, a rag, and a magic eraser, because something tells me that'll help out a bit too. So here we go. Alright guys, it's pretty well cleaned off, and now we look under the hood. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, as you can see, neglect is not your friend when it comes to the stone, my friends. But luckily, it looks like this is salvageable. I don't think I'm gonna have to take a wire brush to it. There's only a few rust spots. It looks like there's a little bit of growth, which means I didn't scrape it down well enough last time I used it, which makes sense because I was kind of in a hurry to get finished with the cook for the video, and so I could edit it and then get out the door for my trip to Puerto Rico. Well, next time I'll be sure to take a little better care before leaving for a trip, and also I'll be sure to open this up sooner than a couple weeks later next time I go on a trip. Anyway, let's get to it. We'll just see if I can scrape off some of these rust spots and then just reseason where I scrape away. Now it's dripping a bit, so I'm not gonna keep it here very long. Oh yeah, it's dripping a lot bit, but look at that nasty stuff. Yeah, there was lots of stuff on top of my Blackstone that I just left there. Scrape it down better than I did, okay guys? Now, if you look at a couple of these spots, you can see these rust spots here, guys. I'm gonna wipe those down with the magic eraser because it's really actually very good at taking rust off of things. And if you look at them, they've eaten away at the seasoning on this griddle in those spots. So you can see a big spot here where it's kind of eaten away a bit, right here, obviously, here. And part of that is me scraping away the finish a bit too. However, I want to get all around those rust spots so there's no rust trapped in there. Look at the color changing on that magic eraser, so I'm gonna have to wring it out in just a second. But it's doing the job. And we're just gonna kind of give the whole thing a quick little rub with the wet soapy rag. After all, we are reseasoning here, so we'd like this to be fairly clean. Alright guys, and now it's time to reseason. I've got a second rag here that I'm using just to kind of dry off a little bit all the water that's here on the surface. And then I've also got some flaxseed oil. This has some of the best reviews when it comes to doing your seasoning on your Blackstone. And, you know, quite frankly, it's done a pretty good job so far. So I'm going to get a thin layer of this and wipe it around using this rag now that the surface is pretty dry. I'm going to get it over all of the surfaces, and then I'm going to heat this thing up and let all of this oil burn off. Then I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to let it cool down, put on a little bit more oil, and do the same thing. Keep going until these spots are gone. Alright guys, time lapse is still going, but as you can probably see, there's some smoke rising above my face here. That means this oil is burning off. It's burning off and it's creating a seasoning. Looking down, you can see some of these spots, they've actually, all of them have turned darker once again. They're no longer that kind of silvery they were after I hit them with that magic eraser. That's because the flaxseed is working. It's creating a new seasoning in those spots that are lacking because of that rust eating away at the seasoning that was right there on the griddle. Granted, it's gonna take a few more layers to make them, if they can, match with the rest of the griddle. That's the hope. We'll see. Either way, a lot of people in the Facebook groups for Blackstone say that, you know, hey, if you see something like that, just keep cooking. That's all you need to do. And, you know, I believe them. There's a lot of people who say that, and they've probably been doing it a long time. Either way, your Blackstone doesn't need to look like one perfect, ooh, a nice little wisp of smoke. It doesn't need to look like one perfect, flat, shiny black surface. If it does, that's amazing. It means you're kind of a master when it comes to this whole seasoning thing, which I've done it maybe twice. Regardless, the point of the seasoning isn't to make it look great, it's to make the food not stick. And with a couple more coats of this, I think we're gonna accomplish that. All right, guys, as you can see, the smoke is clearing a bit, and the Blackstone is once again black. You can still kind of see where those spots are, and I have a feeling that they're gonna stay there because obviously, you know, there's more seasoning around them than on them, seeing as the seasoning was eaten away in those spots. However, they are once again seasoned. This guy is ready to go, but I'm not doing any cooks on it right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn these burners off. That way it can start to cool down. I'm excited to get cooking again, guys. Pretty soon I'm gonna be doing like a pizza because I just made some 3-day aged pizza dough. Show that off to you as well. In the meantime, here it is. Here's the stone after I've cleaned it off and reseasoned these spots. You don't need to grind away the whole thing unless, of course, the whole thing is covered in a thick layer of rust, but that wasn't the case here. Looks like it was a pretty easy fix. We'll see how it holds up in the episodes to come. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all are doing great. Try not to catch the Rona like I did. Stay safe. Enjoy your griddling. Until next time, I'm Some Guy Who Cooks out. Hey everybody, Some Guy Who Cooks here, and I just wanted to thank you again for watching my video and to show you a good little view here of the Blackstone after the fact, after reseasoning. Like I said, you can still kind of see some of the spots where the seasoning, well, had to be done, but it looks really good. There's some shininess just because, you know, it's shining with all these lights, camera, and action. But anyway, it looks good. So thanks again for watching, guys. Keep watching. I'm gonna be doing a little bit less than usual just because I'm trying to, you know, keep up with other aspects of my life. However, I'm glad to have all of you keeping up with me, and I really look forward to showing you some more amazing recipes in the weeks to come. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you got any requests, make sure you leave them in the comments down below. And as always, don't forget to like,